very much. Well, I want to observe to begin with that having been called out and having stood up by our provost, so many people here have a great future in academia here at this university, my school of education. And as I was looking up here, Governor Wise, I thought about the fact that there is what you're going to get today. This wonderful ribbon and the medal. And as I walked out of my bedroom this morning on my cattle farm, right there beside the door is my medal, just like the one you're going to get. And I just left an office I have here in Raleigh, where I keep pushing for education and progress. There was a picture of me and Glenn Klyman and Bill Friday as I received this award. There are only three pictures in that office. That's one of them. So I want all of you to know that I am truly delighted to be here. Pleased to see all of you. JB, I helped you in your campaign. You didn't quite make it. But you know, I lost one time. And I want to say to all of my friends here at NC State how proud I am of you. When I was a student here in education, we didn't have this big a faculty and all these great people. We've got the chairman of the National Board for Professional Teaching Standards. Happy to have her here. And we appreciate the work that we do with you all. But I just want to say to all of you today that this is a wonderful day, an appropriate day for us to be here and to be celebrating. I'm always pleased to be with my provost. We're so lucky to have this man, and we have fought to keep him. I want to tell you, universities all of America have tried to get him. And the chancellor has been successful. And I've been right behind him. And we really are fortunate to have you. I'm here today to do two things. One, to congratulate the Friday Institute team for all the work that you all are doing. It is amazing. And the people in North Carolina don't know all that you're doing. I want them to know it. They're learning it, and they will over time. Tom Williams, you'll have to help us tell this story. But I'm going to be doing all the telling that I can, too. To congratulate the Institute team for all you've done over 10 years. 10 years. You all actually got this started and moved forward with great progress, even after I went out as governor. Of course, if I'd been governor when you started, you'd have moved faster, but I'm teasing you. You couldn't have done any better. And I'm very proud of all of you. And we've got a lot left to do, an awful lot left to do. But the good news, folks, is that we can do it. All of us working together and caring as we do. This institute is a great resource, and we sure don't have to tell this to Governor Bob Wise, who will be receiving your great award today. But here, you have this wonderful, strong leadership that the provost has recognized, led by Glenn Klyman, who is an amazing leader in this field. He's been teaching me. I'm not a very fast learner in this particular field, but Glenn, I'm making a little progress. Keep helping me. This wonderful staff that you have. We didn't used to have that, and no other university in North Carolina has that, Mr. Provost. We have strong partnerships that many of you represent, working with I see the head of our Principals Association back here, and our superintendents and the teacher organizations, wonderful staff, the great partnerships that you built. We get things done with partnerships, people. We don't just hold forth up here, even on a great campus, and get things done out there. That's one of the things that attracted me about North Carolina State. I got 2 degrees here before I went to law school at another institution I will not name. But I like the way that we got out in the field. We learned the problems and the challenges and the needs. And then we tested out our theories. We thought they were pretty good, but we tried it out. And we helped people, and we measured how we helped them. I appreciate that, and that's what you do here. And of course, you've had strong state and national recognition, as the provost pointed out, and received some wonderful funding that is very impressive and good for North Carolina. So I am pleased to join you today to celebrate the 10th anniversary of this wonderful institute. You are the envy of colleges and universities around this country in terms of the work you do. I was recently out at New Mexico State University. Anybody in this room know where New Mexico State University is? 3 of you do. That's good. 50 miles north of El Paso, by the way, if that'll help you. The president there is a good friend of mine, former colleague, governor, friend of Governor Wise and mine. And he asked me to come out and keynote a big symposium they have, much like our Institute for Emerging Issues and our Symposium for Emerging Issues. And in the course of that, after consulting with Glenn Klyman and getting his good help, I held up a brochure, publication, by this institute, which spells out how you need to do the kind of education work that you're doing here, digital learning, and the approaches that we're taking in North Carolina to that. And it is a wonderful plan. And I want to tell you that the lawmakers in this state have in effect said to the Friday Institute, what do we need to do? How do we need to do it? Tell us. And you've told them. And they are putting it into place. We need more resources. We need to keep working at it. And we need to keep working with those people out there in the field. You don't just do it on a campus. You've got to have the leadership there, the vision there. You've got to be preparing students there. We've got to do all this great work. But you are doing it. So I had this brochure from NC State University. Really, y'all wrote it. It's a North Carolina, State of North Carolina brochure. So I held it up and told 1,000 people there at that symposium about the work being done here and the approach we were taking. And then after that, and after a little lunch, I sat down with the governor, Hispanic woman governor of New Mexico, and I spent an hour and a quarter showing it to her. So there will be no excuse for New Mexico not doing this right. And that's all true, by the way. Now, another example of your wonderful work is the fact that next month, when the Hunt Institute puts on the Holshouser Legislative Education Retreat, which we do for legislators every year, 3 presenters, Dr. Bonnie Fossarelli, Dr. Mary Ann Wolf, and Dr. Glenn Klyman will present the work in this field and where we are and where we ought to be going to the legislators. Of all, we pick out the best people in America to come and present and help educate the legislators and encourage them. This is the best, and we're proud to have them coming. So I congratulate all of you who are part of this and urge that we keep moving forward strongly. Now, I'm also delighted to be here today to celebrate my fellow governor and good friend, Governor Bob Wise. He is a West Virginian. I started to say he had the good sense to go to Duke University. Indeed he did. A great university that attracts great students. And here, in addition to getting a wonderful education, he got involved in politics, in building things, in providing opportunities for people, in moving states and communities and nations forward. And he worked with people who were doing that kind of work. He worked with a great man named Howard Lee, who then had been the mayor of Chapel Hill, as many of you know, and ran in the state senate, ran for lieutenant governor. He worked with the great Terry Sanford, and he and I share Terry Sanford's views and commitment and determination and hard work. I'm afraid a lot of people don't understand how hard public leadership is, but it is, and we have to do it. So this is a man who came here, was a great student, a great congressman for many, many years, and then became governor of West Virginia. He did it all. He did early childhood education. He did raising standards. He did measuring and accountability. He obviously has done a work in this field of digital education in a marvelous way. His organization, Alliance for Excellent Education, is the leading organization working in this field in America, folks, if you want to know who that organization is. He's a wonderful leader. He's worked with every state in America. Good friends with our mutual friend Jeb Bush, who's given wonderful leadership in this field. So Bob Wise is a great story. In addition to that, of course, he is now the chairman of the National Board for Professional Teaching Standards. And that's something I had something to do with initially. Chaired the group that formed it for 2 years. Took a lot of time to get everybody together on that, and we formed a board that had a majority of teachers as the members of the board. And then, of course, I chaired that for 10 years. So knowing that this fellow has come out there with all that he's doing, that he was willing to take the chairmanship of the National Board and give it wonderful leadership is something that's good for America and something I appreciate very much. And we're proud to have Peggy Brookings here today, and I'll be with her in the morning. So Governor Wise, you're going to have other people presenting you. But I want to congratulate you on being the 2015 recipient of the Friday Medal for Educational Excellence and Innovation. If this medal has ever been given to somebody who has worked their head off and changed education and kept pushing, I like those people who don't retire, who keep working, who've learned a lot and then get out and try to teach others and keep moving. This man is the epitome of that. I am so proud of him. West Virginia and North Carolina and all the states of America are so proud to have him. So he'll be presented in just a moment, but I want to tell you all what we have here today, the great leader that we have, and we're so thankful for him. So now let me turn this back to Dr. Glenn Kleiman, and I will sit down so I can cheer this great leader. Thank you all.